Hey guys, how are you? I just want to get on here and just for a little bit, a few things were on my mind and just had some time to really kind of take some time out and just really take in the sights that are surrounding us today in the world. There's a lot of things going on, and in my opinion, narcissism is more prevalent than ever. Um, as you know, you may have noticed a lot of people are short-tempered and so on because, we're having to constantly readjust, due to things that are going on in the world as far as, threats, the virus, people getting sick, schools, other employers and employees are affected by the virus, the shortages, and so on. But a lot of this, unfortunately, boils down to me as narcissism. And it's sad, I guess, because, I can see it more now that I've, come to this point in my life, and the different things that I've dealt with over the last 5 decades I've been on this earth. And I was a people pleaser. I was, more concerned about what people thought of me, trying to please other people. And unfortunately, when you come into contact with narcissists, they thrive on that. They will work you like a puppet. They will try and get you away from your family and friends, and really occupy your time, try and put you on a time schedule, and so on. And what, I've come to know is that, this doesn't just happen overnight. Many times this begins in childhood. And, when you look at, for example, men that are incarcerated, if you ever have the chance to talk to a family, friend, or loved one, because, you can fake the funk if you want. Everybody knows somebody that has either been locked up or that is locked up. And many times they end up in those situations. We all know drug, alcoholism, and many times it's, from the foundation of home. And it's not to say they didn't have good parents, but many times it could be a situation where, parents are barely making it. Maybe they had a household full of kids and both parents are out, trying to make ends meet. That child, may not get the attention that it needs. It could easily be, a single parent home where, that one parent is really strained, due to the fact everything is on that one parent. Or you have the opposite situations where parents, overly dote, in my opinion, on a child and give them so much attention where as they grow older, they feel that they're entitled and that everyone should give them that attention. But let me touch, back on the situation where, as far as the incarcerated, men and women. But as far as the men, it goes back to, many times their childhood where they weren't given enough attention or they had to take on roles as, maybe man of the house. But many times there may have been a situation where, that child had, some other issues going on and they were labeled or maybe even outcasted. They end up, in a system of jail or even juvenile hall. I'm from California, so it's what CYA, which is California Youth Authority. Um, and it's just, they're put in a mode of survival. So, if they are a lifelong, what I call a frequent flyer, they're constantly, in and out of, correctional facilities. Not only will they possibly become, addicted to a system, or as they say, institutionalized, they get in that mode of, it's survival. It's all about me. And it's all about, I don't care how I get it, who I hurt, or maybe even kill to get, what I need to survive in this institution. And they are, not able to, fully flourish in their emotions, positive emotions, and know how to divert those negative emotions. And in those environments, it's very negative. So, say for example, that man comes out, he has kids and so on. He doesn't know how to parent. He may take classes, he may have certificates to hang on the wall, but he has no hands on. And if he's been had many years of being inside and dealing with that type of environment of just surviving, there's many triggers that that man or woman, may have, from the trauma of, childhood, of, being thrown in a system and continuously, with the behaviors that, lead to going back into that system. So then when it comes to parenting, um, they're not, all there. And, they can easily revert to those tactics. They may see a behavior in a child, and it may be a flashback, oh, it's a big thing in incarcerated people, of respect, which we all want to be respected, but it's on a whole different level for those people. And they may feel, oh, this child is disrespecting me. Oh, I'm going to show them. I'm going to, let them know who's boss. And many times that leads to physical. And getting back to, like I said, the narcissism, that is a breeding ground for, narcissistic behaviors and disorders. And these people are let out into, our societies. Like I said, they, have children, then they, inflict abuse upon them, on the spouses or, partners. And because they've become numb to those behaviors, like I said, sometimes it gets as bad as they have to take a life, and they become numb to that. And so that when they're out in society, the things that they do in society, um, the selfish things of only calling you when they want something, or the continuous, cheating and so on. And then they'll tell you quickly, oh, just get over it. Move past it, because they've learned to just get over hurts and bury them, and so on. Um, the constant, just blatant disrespect, the blatant rudeness, and so on. And again, they'll tell you, just get over it. Well, after a person has done this, several times, and as they, progress in age, you know, as Dr. Phil says, he really don't see that there's, a cure for that. The only way I, as just a layperson, see a narcissist changing, they have to deeply want that change. But if you really sit back and just observe, first of all, follow your instincts. Those people, they're always argumentative. They're always getting into it with people. They can't maintain friendships. They can't maintain relationships. And guess what? It's never their fault. It's always your fault or the next person's fault. Oh, I only did this because so and so did this and they said this, and I'm not gonna let them disrespect me, and so on. So, what you have to do, if you've gone through this type of abuse, or if you've encountered that, and your spirit doesn't sit right with that, you have to surround yourself with people that will encourage you and build you up. And most of all, you have to be open to, constructive criticism, because many times we do play a part in it, because we dismiss the different things. We believe the lies. Our gut is telling you this person is lying. Oh, he's not cheating. Oh, but you have a knock at the door. He's being served with papers for paternity tests. Oh, that person's lying. It wasn't me. I didn't cheat. It wasn't me. But then it comes out it's them. Oh, well, I only did that because you weren't showing me affection. Hmm. They didn't have the smarts, just like the new fix that they had to reach out to, and the effort and the manipulation and the lies that they may have told, that person to, get into a relationship, or a hookup with them while they were still married to you. Um, it didn't dawn on them to say, you know what? Maybe I need to, nurture this relationship I have here. Maybe I need to, seek some counseling. I've been through trauma. I have issues with, my parent. Maybe it's, my mother. I was singled out, and I have an issue with women. In my opinion, many of them, they hate women, the male narcissists, and there's some females that may hate men. Maybe it was a situation where they were shown the wrong attention as a female growing up, or even as a male, and sexually manipulated or taken advantage of. So now they trust no one, and their biggest thing, they feel like everybody's out to get them. And they don't usually deal with the trauma that they've endured, so they bury that inside and they inflict it on you. So you know in my opinion, the different signs of a narcissist, like I said, if they're only calling and texting, and yeah, they'll say, oh, hey, how you doing? But before you can even finish what you're saying, they're like, yeah, 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 oh, but let me tell you about this. Oh, and by the way, can you do this for me? Classic narcissism. And that's if it's always that way, or you're talking, it's like, oh, like they don't have time to listen to you. What you're saying is not important. Or if they've wronged you, you tell them, look, that really bothered me. That hurt me. Why did you do it? I don't know why I did that. Just get over it. Okay. And that's another sign. If a person don't know why they wronged you, number one, and you've told them that they've wronged you and they've hurt you, guess what? They will do it again. Another sign of narcissism, like I said, is they don't get along with people. They feel entitled. Oh gosh, the one of the main ones. They know everything. It's nothing you can tell them. Oh, I know this. I know that. And when they're wrong, oh, they can't admit, that they're wrong, or I was misinformed. They can't apologize. Oh, or they'll play the words a minute. Oh, I'm not gonna say I'm sorry. I'll apologize. It's those type of things. And oh, like when it comes to kids and they're not, actively participating. Oh, well, it's their mother this and their mother that. But then when you step back, and especially when they have multiple children and they don't have a decent relationship with the children, or they have, a telephone relationship with an adult child that's, but doesn't, invite this parent, to be near them and their the grandchildren children and so on, you know again, it's never their fault. It's always, oh, it's the mother's fault, or if it's a female, it's the father's fault. So again, don't allow yourself to feel ashamed, or don't put out in the universe, oh, I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb. Many times, if many people are empaths, and they will take advantage of that. You have this, unique gift, and you tend to, really get into other people's feelings, and you incorporate those into yours, and you try to make sense of the narcissistic behavior. But unfortunately, with dealing with narcissists, you have to think in reverse. And what I mean by think in reverse, like for example, I told you, they say, oh, it's never their fault, it's always your fault. And you're thinking to yourself, I was married to this person. Yeah, I'm never going to be perfect, but I gave them my all. I may have diverted and did some wrong things, but I turned away from those ways. I asked for forgiveness and never, repeated the actions or anything, that could hurt that person. But they're going to tell you, like, for example, with the infidelity, to keep cheating on you. But it's because you did this, and because you weren't affectionate. So when I say think in reverse, don't think you're going to get a logical answer. And know this: 99% of what comes out of a narcissist's mouth is a lie. I repeat that. 90% of what comes out of a narcissist's mouth is a lie. In my opinion, they're just like chameleons. They can get into any situation and try to fit in. And it's like they're on the creep. They're on the prowl to see what they can get from the situation. And if you have nothing to offer, or for those that are going from so-called relationship to relationships, they really, and that's another thing, They never have any long lasting relationships. And again, that's always somebody else's fault. And so many of them will try to get over, or, the fact that, maybe they had, potential in a relationship. They'll try to get over that by moving to the next source, the next fix. Oh, they're going to love bomb them. They're going to buy them all nice things and, oh, spend all the time and tell them what they want to hear in these texts and these telephone calls and so on. And then, the sex will be out of this world, and that person will be like, wow, where's this person been all my life? But then slowly they'll start to see, different changes where they're not texting as much, or they're calling. They have these like, well, what do you want? I'm busy. But they're like, well, I normally call you at, say for example 9 p.m. Then all of a sudden they get bored. They're quick to get bored, and so they'll discard, the new source, and then they'll try to go back to the ex. And, oh, I want to make my family work. I want to do this. I want to do that. What I say to all of that, now that I've spent 5 decades on this planet, words, they mean nothing without action. You look at that track record, you look at those actions, and you get to know, you know, people's family before you start really giving your all. You may have been raised, a certain way, or you may have observed your parents, maybe in a loving relationship, a loving marriage, and they're giving their all. They have built that. They've built that trust. You have to really vet these people, know their families, know why that, when they don't have any interactions with their families, why is that? You take time and investigate. And many times a narcissist is going to tell on themselves because they're going to, first of all, they lie a lot. So all you have to do is listen. And then they'll play games. Oh, no, 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 I didn't say that. Or they'll catch themselves and they'll try to mumble it. And you're like, oh, what did you say? Oh, no, 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 never mind. I'm talking to myself. So again, be aware. And lastly, if your kids have been affected by this, or better yet, if you're in a situation where you're raising kids and you're starting to see those behaviors, be mindful of that. And the best way, if you have to deal with a narcissist, is to have limited contact. And many times they say go no contact. That means block them, don't accept, any emails, any calls, and no anything. But, say for example, you're in a situation where you're helping raise, kids, or another family member's kids. And, they've come from a situation where they were basically given whatever they wanted. And, um, you know, not really a lot of time, but maybe a lot of material things, or didn't have many rules or guidelines within the household. Um, you will find that that kid will, exhibit those behaviors. No empathy for the next person, no regard for your feelings, will talk to you any kind of way. Well, at least try to. Because, yeah. Anyway, so I won't even go there because, yeah, they come to my house and we ain't having it. Um, but yeah, they will try that. Well, my mom used to do this, or my dad used to do that. You have to, again, dysfunction creates dysfunction unless you put it on the table and address those situations and seek the proper help, that's needed. So, on that note, just know that, your mind's not playing tricks on you. We are living in a world that's full of narcissists, and we are living in a world where we're breeding narcissists. So, it's important that, keep your spirituality, first and foremost at the forefront of everything you do. God first. And another thing on that note, these narcissists, it's, said that, they come with 7 different, demonic spirits. I'm not a spiritual advisor, I'm not a pastor or anything on that level. I'm just a believer and a reader of the Holy Bible. And you may not even, believe that, but it doesn't hurt to read. And a lot of the things that are described in there, you will, especially in Revelations, you will see coming to pass. at this point. So on that note, be mindful of who you're entertaining, because you don't know what spirits you're entertaining. And don't be quick to believe everything that people are telling you. And they may be ever so nice. You may meet them at the front of the church house. They may be singing up in the choir, but you really don't know what their motives are. You have to just really take your time and get to know people and pray. You can't pray enough, and ask God, to help you, and send the Holy Spirit to help you with discernment of people. And if you've been through narcissistic abuse, again, like I said, don't blame yourself. Build yourself up your own village, people that love and care about you and that can support you and to allow you to heal. Don't reach out and be like some of the narcissists. They feel like, oh, well, this is not working out, so let me hurry up and go and, get into something else. And usually it's just sexual. And then, here they are creating, another bondage with another person, and then they will eventually discard them because they'll get bored, or they feel like they can't, they feel like people are easily replaceable, or they can't do anything for them. And they will tell that person whatever they want to hear, have their head all blown up and thinking like, oh, this is really nice, is a really nice person. And then out of the blue, they'll either ghost them, or they'll give some call or text, oh, this isn't going to work out. And this person may have started planning to make things more serious with this person, and not realizing that they did them a favor by discarding them early on, instead of years and years of broken promises and so on. So again, be mindful of your surroundings. Pray. Pray over your children. Pray over the people you encounter, because as I said, we're breeding narcissists, and they have no regard for you, your feelings. They don't care how they hurt you. They don't care how they drain you financially. And the bottom line is, they will blame you and take no responsibility. Accountability is not even in their vocabulary. Well, that's all I have for you this evening. If you have questions, please reach out to me. If you think this video will help someone please share it. Please reach out if you're interested in some one-on-one coaching, possibly. But if you just want to have a conversation to see if life planning coaching is even for you, I offer that, complimentary, and we can decide if we're a match, if we can work together. Um, on that note, be blessed. And again, if you resonated with us, please share it. I would appreciate that. And if you like the content, please like it. And if you're a part of my YouTube channel, or want to be a part of my YouTube family, go ahead and subscribe. Be blessed.